where did the black-throated lizard come from, or monitor in this case?
These guys, their range goes from South Africa all up the west coast. So there's a few countries where you can get them. Pretty popular throughout Tanzania. A lot of the imports that come from there and Ghana, I believe.
Yeah, pretty neat. So, South Africa, him up in Ghana, this is a savanna. Grasslands, but in the tropics. We don't normally think of them there, but monitor lizard up in the grasslands. So, what kind of special adaptations does he have?
Savannah can be pretty harsh. It's not, desert, but it's got a lot of stuff to contend with. Their skin is super thick, like a little walking tank, really. Super big claws, used to digging, climbing. When these guys are babies, they're super arboreal. They'll run up a tree real quick to get away from anything, pick up some bugs. They're just pretty suited for where
they are.
At in
you said like maybe eat bugs. What else? I can't imagine this guy lives on bugs.
Most of their diet is bugs. It's probably 70% big beetles, big grasshoppers. Other than that, they'll eat eggs, lizards. A couple have been found with like little tortoises in their stomachs. They're not very choosy.
Nice. So, it's an African monitor lizard, lives up in the savanna, dry areas, etc. Will climb up trees. What about like underground as well? Or are they pretty much, where's their preferred habitat, I guess?
About a foot underground. If you look, his arms are pretty beefy.
Yeah.
Big strong claws. They'll dig down pretty deep. As far as having them in captivity, people recommend having about a foot or so of substrate in whatever enclosure.
Yeah.
So they can kind of mimic the natural habitat, get a good burrow going.
Yeah. Get my mic out of the way so he doesn't eat it. Yeah, pretty cool. Well, anyway, as we're looking at biomes and some of the animals that live there, one you might not think of, the black-throated monitor. Pretty darn awesome. We've come in and we can see Hedwig in his natural environment. So anything you want to talk about him out here?
As you can see, keeping him kind of stuck on me, he's got these big claws, big old Popeye arms, help him dig. These guys will dig pretty extensive burrows, about a foot down or so. So they're also pretty armor plated. The skin is real tough, real thick.
We can obviously see he's huge. He's almost as big as Matt is. Tongue going all the time. Why does his tongue like to come out so much?
So that's what they use to smell. You can see he's got a forked tongue, kind of like a snake. Nose will pick up particles.
Yeah, pretty cool. Well, let's take a look at him outside again, and pretty cool. Now, he has it as a pet. Matt, do you want to talk about, I don't know, why you decided to have him or what it's like to have one of these guys as a pet?
So it's actually kind of a funny story. I was working in an exotic pet shop 6 years ago and got two of these guys in as babies. And girlfriend came into the shop and said, "Oh, that's an adorable lizard." And he ended up being a birthday present about 6 years ago, and now he's essentially a roommate. The thing that people tend to forget is he was probably most of this size in about 2 years, so it doesn't take long. There's a lot of space required, a lot of time. Typically when you say, "Oh, I have a monitor lizard," someone's seen some video online of someone getting tore up by, a lizard that's been living in a basement, for a while. But he's been around people since he was a baby. Been a couple educational shows, some birthday parties and such. And it just takes time. It's actually pretty close to having a cat as far as temperament goes. Just kind of does whatever he wants.
Yeah, so where do you normally keep him?
He's actually mostly like a roommate. His enclosure takes up most of a second bedroom in my apartment. So I mean, it's definitely a commitment. It's not, you know, something I have stored away in just a second bathroom. We affectionately call that room Hedwig's room.
Hedwig's room. Yeah.
But he shares with I have a couple other snakes and stuff in there, and some smaller enclosures. But it's mostly his.
Yeah. Or like you say, not in the basement, sealed off.
Yeah, he's got his own. He's got his own wing of the house.
Yeah. Nice. Well, he is definitely pretty awesome. Thanks for bringing him by.
Yeah,
So, anyway, an exotic pet, a gigantic lizard. But if you ever think about getting something like this, you really got to consider it. How long does he live for?
Should be at least into the mid-teens. There's not a lot of concrete information out there. There was actually a gentleman that had a pretty internet famous black throat monitor that was named Big Boy.
Yeah.
And Big Boy passed at 15. If I remember correctly, there were some kind of extenuating circumstances on that one. I think he got like a bad infection.
Yeah.
So should be at least mid-teens. So I mean, he's definitely long-term commitment.
Yeah. So 15 years. This isn't something you pick up. You pick it up as a 10-year-old. You're going to have it till you're 25. So, but anyway, as with all pets, you know, it's kind of part of the family. You got to count the costs. Matt, thanks for coming out, showing us your lizard.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, that was great. All right. Take care. We'll see you later, guys.